As the leader of the Booner Pack, I lead from the front.
All right, boys. Lock in.
It's our core foundation, man. Grit.
I'm fired up. I'm fired the f*** up, boys.
It's pumping right now. It's got my juices pumping, boys.
Welcome to Crunch Time Sports with Jeff and Booner. It is Monday, July 14th. We are back after an extended weekend for me. Missed the Friday show. Booner and Caleb did a great job, held it down. And today, we're back. And honestly, Boone, we're a little bit better. Because we got Jeremy Reisman joining the show today. All right, I'm excited about it. Great guest. We got Mac Ruin on Wednesday. We got another special guest coming up this week. Training Camp Week. Training Camp Week. This is what, when we talk about Lions football, this is where it starts, okay? This is where it starts. It's the training camp, and then we get closer to the season. You got the Hall of Fame game in 2 weeks, and then you got preseason, and then we're off.
Yeah.
Football, it comes back around quicker than you think sometimes.
I would say this. I think we're officially this week. I think last week was the official, final week of nothing. I think we're finally I know it doesn't feel like there's as much to talk about. Training camp, though, guys report on Wednesday. Tomorrow at 10 a.m., training camp tickets drop. I think we officially made it. We did it. I'm happy, man. Yeah. Lions play football in 2 weeks, dude.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, right? Isn't it July 30 something or?
Well, Hendon Hooker plays football in 2 weeks.
Okay. So. Yeah. Broderick Martin plays football in 2 weeks.
Hey, I will say too, training camp, one of the storylines that no one's really talking about, well, everyone's talking about, but more people should be talking about, is the second round picks, dude. One. I think there's one. Is it true?
There's two.
There's
two second round picks that have been officially signed.
One of them's your boy, right? Jane Higgins.
Jane Higgins has been signed to fully guaranteed contracts as well, which is unheard of for second rounds. But second rounders are they're looking to get paid, which is fair. I think it's a fair thing. If you're playing football, it's dude.
Yeah, I mean, Tate Ratledge has not signed yet.
The thing is what we're going to find out in the next 24 to 48 hours. The Lions start on Wednesday, I believe, the 16th. They report. There are 3 or 4 teams, I believe, tomorrow where rookies report. Now, I don't know the teams. I guess tomorrow or tonight I'll do some more research to see if those teams that are reporting tomorrow, the rookies, if they have any second-round picks that have not signed yet. Because there are teams, there's a handful of teams tomorrow that report. The Chargers, I don't know if they have a second-round pick or who their second-round pick is. They reported on the 12th, 2 days ago, their rookies did. So the Lions are kind of in the middle of it all, and I'm interested to see if you know what it could be, Jeff? It could be all the second round picks are in a group chat together, and they're just if it gets to the day we have to report, they're going to give us a fully guaranteed. There's no way they don't. Now, if one of you guys give, maybe they will. But if none of us give, they have to do it, right?
I mean, you'd think so. And you have to think too. A lot of the guys, a lot of players in the draft have similar agents. So
yeah, they do.
Second round picks have similar agents that are on the same page of we want fully guaranteed money. And the players that got it, probably their agents probably have other players that are in the second round that are hey man, we just got this for Jane Higgins. Let me handle it.
Yeah. We've done this already. We know how to do this. What's crazy to me though is they've already had rookie minicamp. They had minicamp. So the Lions have already had that, and Tate Ratledge was in all of them, and he was practicing with no contract. So I wouldn't be shocked, and maybe this is just me. Everyone's talking about Tate Ratledge sitting out. He was practicing at minicamp. Why wouldn't he practice? Why wouldn't he show up and practice this week and then just hope that a deal gets done still?
Well, it is. It's
similar. Training camp is a little more, but either way though, it's you still have pads on both of them. Or not, maybe not fully padded at minicamp, but you're still out there going full speed essentially.
Yeah, there's probably a higher risk of injury, so that's probably why. But if will he show up? I would assume. I don't know. It's the first.
I love Brad.
So
just do it. Just get it. There is zero reason right now.
The Trey Harris.
Oh, so Trey Harris, the Chargers. Okay, so he's holding out because the Chargers 2 days ago they okay, that's good. Hey, Ben Blue, thank you very much, Trey Harris. That's a big pull there because the Chargers were the first team too.
Yeah, Trey Harris. I mean, he was.
I'm so confused. Hold on a sec. Okay, never mind, dude. I had the home run derby up on my side here just so I can have it on. Sports. We love sports, right? Just
you got any bets in?
I had James Wood, and then also Mike had texted us and took Brent Rooker. I think James Wood wins it all, but I originally had Junior Caminero, I believe is how you pronounce it, and then Mike texts. I switched it. I texted him on the side. I said, Mike, I'm just letting you know, I switched my pick for you. You better hope he wins, because if my guy wins it, I switched. And he said that's bad juju, Boone. And I was all right, fair.
Yeah, I saw Caleb's tweet too. He's making wings. What a move! Shout out to Caleb. He did a good job on
me.
You guys crushed. Happy to be back. And to be honest with you, we were going to talk about the Tigers at the beginning. I mean, they've lost 4 straight. So it seems like water's kind of finding its level here. It's not really a reason to panic at all. I mean, it's just it happens. I mean, they lost 3 straight, like 2 weeks ago? And then they won. They followed up with 4 of the next 3 or something like that, or 4 of the next 5. So it is the
first time all season they lost 4 straight, and it is a little the problem that I run into a little bit with
the run differential. By the way, that's really
they got ran off the field. It was like a little league team playing against a major league team. It was unbelievable. The problem I have with all of this though is that it's a playoff team you're playing, right? Like it's not like it's just some a scrub team. This is a team where it's like, hey, you might have to compete against them at some point down the stretch, right? The problem that I have is your top 2 pitchers, your 2 all-stars played in this series. It wasn't like, hey, you didn't have one of them in this. You had both of them back-to-back in this series, still lost. Like they both gave up. Scuba gave up like 4 earned runs, and Casey Mize, I don't even know what it was. It might have been like, I don't even know.
He gave up 6 earned runs as well.
Like those are your ace. That's your ace and your number 2. That's your these guys are all-stars.
Yeah.
You lose 4 straight. If you go to a 4-game series, if you're not sitting back being like a little worried, you should be like, hey, and even if you're like, because these are series in the playoffs. You're 4-game series, 5-game series, 7-game series. You expect those guys to win games, and if they're not playing well, you expect your bullpen to step up and make plays and get you out of those holes. And guess what they didn't do? Just that. So they're. Maybe we're not as invincible as we thought, but it is still more so a thing where it's like, let's not overreact. Let this.
Yeah, it makes the trade deadline. I mean, it makes you think a little bit when you get.
Can I shout out real quick with the home run derby going out? Can I give a shout out?
Mm-hmm.
Pat McAfee, this guy's storyline of his career has to be one of they have to do a 30 for 30 or something on this man. I mean, this guy is at the home run derby, Jeff, announcing the players on the field like the hype man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
In baseball, he's a football player. That's how big he is.
And
that's how big he is. I want to be in the WWE. I want to start doing that stuff. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's like the Pacers game, dude. They gave him the mic and he just cut a
dominated.
promo.
Dominated.
Promo, dude. That's
dominated.
He's one of one. He really is.
Yeah. We all wish to get us great and keep just pushing to be that great, man.
By the way, I see Ben Blue talking about the extensions. We'll get to Garrett Wilson just signed today, so we'll talk about that later. How it pertains.
We have a whole segment about that.
Yeah, because it is relevant not only to one receiver on the lines, but 2 receivers, in my opinion. Yeah. So that's how.
And the extension thing, man, is. This football team right now, it might be the number 1 story. It's Super Bowl, all that's a storyline, but I think the money in this team right now is probably the biggest story over the next 3 seasons.
Well, I think the big thing just the Enzo stuff. That's really we're talking about Tate Ratledge. It's
all of it in one, man. It's such an interesting. I'm interested to hear how what Jeremy thinks about all of it as well. Yeah, I know we're talking about it today, but.
Yeah, he'll join us later in the first hour here, so it'll be nice to get Jeremy's opinion on that.
Are you worried a little bit about the Tigers? Or are you?
I mean, am I worried? I never when you brought up the invincible comment, I didn't think they were invincible. I still skeptical about them winning the World Series. I don't doubt they have the ability to make it, but I think there is a talent discrepancy, especially come like the postseason time. So I've already harped on the trade deadline and we've spoken about it. I think that 4-game loss just kind of reminds what the priority is. It's like, you got to get fucking better, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to get better. It doesn't mean they're not a good team. It just means if you want to win the World Series, like you can't have lulls like this, like little 4-game stretches or against playoff teams where 3 games against Seattle, you just look like not even the inferior team. Like, you got your ass whooped.
Yeah.
I mean, it was bad. So should that make people like not panic, but eyebrows raise? Yeah. Like, yeah.
Especially with the trade deadline at the end of the month.
It makes that
conversations arise.
So it's July, 31st, 30th?
I believe 31st.
Like 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks away. So yeah, it does do that. And even like Wheezy D, like Dodgers 2-7 the last 9. Like, yeah, the Dodgers, but we're talking about the postseason, like, and Scooble is really the guy that we saw last postseason. You're like, dude, as long as we have this dude and we're getting a little bit of offense coming from different players, like, they can win some games. But there are teams that are just, I mean, they have so much talent to where it's like, if you could just get in the postseason, anything can happen. And I don't know.
I think the biggest thing with the Tigers, though, and it's like this with most teams, unless you maybe are like the Dodgers when you just pay for it. It's just, you have to know, like, if there were people, and there were a lot of people even in our comment section or on Twitter that were just being like, oh, the Tigers don't actually have to make moves. Like, if they don't, they're still going to have a chance to win. Okay, yeah, they'll compete, but they've played well versus contenders this year. Like, they did lose to the Dodgers first weekend. I don't count that. It was so early. But like over the last few months, remember that stat when we had Chris on or Raj on a couple weeks ago? I brought up the stat. I think they were like 4-1 or 5-1 in series versus like contend or playoff teams over that stretch. So like they've put good stretches together. It just shows like, hey, you aren't untouchable. Like, you have to make a move at the trade deadline. Like, you have to fill gaps. You have to make sure you're ready to go, because there is a chance, like, you are not the Dodgers. You're a gritty team that needs to make sure that you have no injuries. And if you do have injuries, you have players to back it up, and that you are ready to go in the postseason. And you cannot have slip ups like you did this last 4 games.
I mean, especially when it
4 series, you cannot.
When their biggest strength was their like the downfall of the 4 games.
And it just shows like this can happen. How do you prevent it? Like, I think that's the biggest thing. And I don't think there's anyone that should come out of the week and be like, oh, we're good. Like, no, like, it can happen. So, like, how can Scott Harris go into this deadline and get the players and figure out? I wonder if guys, honestly, you know what I thought, Jeff? With the All-Star game this week and going on the next few days, I wonder if, like, Scooble and Casey Mize and some of these guys were kind of looking ahead to that. I wonder if they just, like, mind wasn't there. They were just like, I want to get to Atlanta. And because, I mean, we do have the most All-Stars in baseball. So I wonder if a lot of those guys just weren't as locked in as they usually were.
Out.
Yeah.
And it could be. I mean, that does happen. I mean, it happens in sports in general. It's like the bye week.
Yeah. But you know what's actually more ridiculous?
In the football. But what's up?
Baseball, they only get, I think, 3 days off.
Yeah, I think
it's today, tomorrow, and then the game, and then I think that's it, or something like that. Mm-hmm. If they got a full week, I wouldn't be shocked if it would be better, but like 3 days is crazy.
Art says, do we think there is an agreement amongst the second-round picks in order to get a fully guaranteed contract? Yeah, I mean, I think that's sports in general are progressive. When things happen like this, where 1 rookie or 2 rookies in the second round get fully guaranteed contracts, I mean, the players at the end of the day, it is the NFL, but when you have that many people working together, like, they do have leverage. I mean, these teams want these players to report, so I think there'll be more. I mean, they're going to get it. They're going to get it. They're going to get the fully guaranteed contract. I think from now on, I think this will change. I think second round picks will get fully guaranteed contracts. I do. Because you got to think, man, it's not second round picks in the NFL. It's just, these guys are like, basically they're still talented, top talent players. Like,
I mean, I wouldn't even
guys in college football that are all like very good to elite. I mean, it's not There's 5 that are like 5 to 10 that are very special, but there's 60 really good players. This second round pick should be guaranteed, in my opinion.
I think honestly, the first like 3 rounds, you could argue, because it's
Yeah.
not like the money's like crazy. Once you get to after the second round, third, fourth round, the money goes down like significantly.
Right.
And these guys are out there, like, like most likely, no matter what, I would say first 4 round guys typically make the roster because you don't want to lose those guys. Most guys will, in my opinion, I believe the last few years the Lions guys have the Colby Sorsdales, those type, they all make the roster. If you're making the roster, it should just be, hey, you're guaranteed. That's why they should do it, to be honest. They should do, hey, all rookie contracts are guaranteed if you make the 53 man.
Which is fair. I mean, if you're just a bust and you're not good, then yeah, like you have to make the roster. Which, like, Tate Ratledge, that dude was. I mean, the only reason he wasn't is because he was a guard. Like he's talented. Played at Georgia.
Yeah.
Like he's.
I do think it's crazy, Jeff, the fact that you just lost Frank Ragnow, and Tate's going to have to be a piece in that, especially this year. Like, you're going to need him. You haven't gotten it. I think this is just one of those things to where we'll do guaranteed at this point. Like, we need you. Like, we can't afford to have you miss a couple days. We just can't. Like, they can't. It's not like, hey, you have Frank, or hey, Tate's going to be fighting for a job with a vet that's already been here. No, he's going to be expected to potentially start for this team.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You need him here on day one. So if there's already been 2 players that have gotten fully guaranteed, why wouldn't the Lions and Brad just step up and say, we'll do it as well? We'll get it done.
Dark Flame says these second round contracts are another consequence of these huge increases in the salary cap. Rookies want their share of it too. Yeah. I mean, that's actually a great point. And like I said, second round picks in the NFL are not like second round picks in other sports. I mean, these guys are very good players. Very, very good players. Yeah. So I don't blame them. I mean, the NFL cap's going up every single year, man. You're drafting guys like you're telling me the 33rd pick, like that guy gets its guaranteed contract.
He's like almost a first round pick.
Yeah, like come on.
Off.
Even if you're 60, it's like, or 55 or whatever. It's
like,
dude, you're a top 60 pick. Like, I don't think it really matters, to be honest with you. Joseph says, since we're changing the rules, let's expand the roster as well. No, I think they'll probably keep that roster the same. They're
forever. They did actually. I thought they tried to expand it last year, wasn't it? Or it was. Yeah. I guess technically they did with the
open-minded
emergency quarterback.
Yeah, like open-minded. Maybe you will expand a little bit, but they're not going to move too much. I like the quarterback thing because they only had. I mean, you need an emergency quarterback now. We saw that in person. Well, not in person, but we saw it. We saw it happen to the 49ers. You can't have some random player playing quarterback. So, but in terms of like every other position, no, I don't think so. You're fine.
Speaking of quarterbacks, did you see the Teddy Bridgewater stuff?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, I think I don't know if it's the state of Florida or what. Like, what
I think it's just high school sports. I would think.
Is it high school in general? Yeah, because he was like helping out kids like financially. He was like doing other stuff. I guess that
my thought is that, and this is just the thought that I had, that reason that he did get suspended, and the rule is like a competitive advantage over others, that he's just paying everything. And that's my thought. I think it's the dumbest thing in the world because he's helping kids out. He was paying for their meals during the week. He was paying for Ubers for them to get to practice or do whatever. He was paying for gear and things for them. Like, that's something that's like, hey, if a coach has it, why would you take that away from kids? It makes zero sense. And now he's suspended for helping kids. Like, that's one of the more ridiculous. Like, he is actually suspended just for helping. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, they're trying to do this like NIL. It's because they're trying to be like, well, it's not you can't do this NIL stuff. It's like it's not. It's literally just him helping the community. It's nothing to do.
Yeah,
like if these kids need if they need it, what's the big? I don't see the issue. I don't. It's not like he's paying them all salaries to play. Like, it's whatever. Yeah,
hey, people don't want him to be great. It's crazy. Hey, let the kids be great.
Exactly. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I did see that. Shout out to Teddy, man. And he did post something I did see too. He was like, this hasn't changed anything. Like, he's like, I wasn't even he's tweeted out something like, he's like, I ain't worried about this. It'll be fine. It'll be whatever.
All right. As long as it doesn't affect him, he's locked in.
So we've been doing these positions. ESPN's been ranking them, executives, coaches, scouts. They finally did quarterback. This is the best one. quarterbacks in the NFL. Where's Jared Goff ranked? Where's everyone else ranked? So let's check it out. Let's see where Jared Goff's ranked. And I did see this too. Number 1 ranked quarterback on the list. Apparently, it wasn't as unanimous as people assume. To be honest, that's what I've been reading. Because Patrick Mahomes was the number 1 quarterback, but he wasn't unanimous. There was a lot of people that felt like Lamar and Josh Allen deserved to be in that conversation. Is that crazy?
No, I don't think it is. I think after last year, I think it's fair to say, like, if you're going into this year, like, I wouldn't argue if someone put Josh Allen. I wouldn't argue if someone put Lamar. You can, I mean, obviously Patrick has all of the Super Bowls and all of that. So you're sitting there going, yeah, there's that. But after last year, I think it's fair. There was a down year for Patrick Mahomes at the end of the day.
So they do have Mahomes. They have, let's see, Josh Allen 2. Okay.
Fair. MVP. He should have been 1. I think if you win the MVP as a quarterback going into the next year, you should be 1.
Joe Burrow 3. All right. Lamar Jackson 4. So I don't have a problem with the top 4 so far. Jaden Daniels 5. Okay, here we go. This is the problem I have with this. All right.
You don't like this one?
I think Jaden Daniels, by the end of this year, I don't think he'll have a sophomore slump. Like, just saying, I don't think he will. But you can't put a rookie in the top 5. You can't. They did this with CJ Stroud, and now he's not even on the top 10. So it's like, we got it. And CJ had one of the best rookie years we've ever seen. I think you'd argue him or Jaden Daniels best rookie season ever. So it's I don't like crowning people after one season. I'm not talking about one season. I'm talking about a rookie. Like, he's talented. We can see. I would say he's top 10. Yeah, you can argue that, but top 5, like, over guys. I get it. I mean, I understand it. He's talented. I'm not going down that road again. We did it with CJ. I wouldn't do it with Jaden yet. I would wait one more year, man. Just see him stack him up.
The problem that I have with that is, like, because I don't actually hate him being high. I don't. And I know I was the one last year. Jaden was my guy. The thing, though, like, when you do these lists, if you're talking about Jaden Daniels talent-wise, where does he rank among these quarterbacks? I think he is 5th, 6th. Like, I think you can argue that. Now, if you're talking about, like, guys putting stats up, longevity, like, all of that, if you're adding all of that into it, then obviously he shouldn't be at 5. But, Jeff, this guy is a problem. Like, when you go in, you're doing when you're doing, let's say you take every quarterback and you're sitting there looking at game planning for a quarterback. Probably the toughest quarterbacks in the NFL, which means the talent and all of that. The toughest quarterbacks in the NFL, it's probably Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. And the next one, guess who it is? It's Jaden Daniels. And there's no question. Like, it's harder to prepare for Jaden Daniels than it is for Justin Herbert, than it is for Jalen Hurts, than it is for Jared Goff, Stafford, any of those guys. The guy is on the ground. He is extremely talented, and he's elite on the ground. He can sling the rock, and he's a playmaker at the same time. And to me, this is where I have the problem with quarterbacks, and I think there's the tiers of quarterbacks when you break it down. And I think that top tier are quarterbacks that can do it all, not just like, hey, the guy's got an arm, or he can read the defense, or he can go through his progression. Like, no, I think if it's someone that can do all of that and can make plays on the ground and can sling the rock and can go through their progressions and do it, and I think that's something that's very, very limited in this league. I think there's only 4 or 5 quarterbacks in the league that can do it. Jaden Daniels is one of them. And I get what you're saying. Like, hey, I need to see it again. Like, I want to see the consistency. Like, can you do what you did last year again?
Not just to be in the top 5. That's what I mean.
But if he does it again this year, he's there, and it's a lock, and it's no question. But the fact that the fact saying that to me shows like his talent's already there, and like he had a top 5. He was a top 5 quarterback in the NFL last year. He was. The season he had was top 5. So that's where I think you have to put him there. I get it if you think he's going to take a step back or you want to see it again. Totally understand that. But I don't think anyone can make an argument that he's not the 5th best quarterback in the NFL. You can't. I don't if you want to bring Super Bowls and all of that into it and MVPs, okay, we can have that kind of.
Not even like an accolade.
But if we're talking about just talent-wise, he's there. He already is. He's better than CJ Stroud in his rookie year. And I don't think there's a question. CJ Stroud it cannot do what Jaden Daniels can do. And it's not, in my opinion, it's not close.
They did it in different ways.
But I think Jaden Daniels is a dual threat quarterback. CJ Stroud is not.
Yeah, but they both tore it up their rookie year. All right. And they did. Like CJ threw for 4,000 passing yards, like over 4,000.
Which is great.
Yeah, but
it's great.
But here's the thing: he had 5 picks, 20-something TDs. But here's the thing: remember, we had this conversation with Klotzy too. It was like he's a top 5. He's up there already. And after this year, it's like, well, he just needs a little more time. I'm not saying that
CJ Stroud.
Yeah,
I will say that I never was on the CJ Stroud's a top 5 quarterback. I never was on that.
Maybe not you, but there's
top
people
10.
out there that were like, this dude's already arrived.
Like put in perspective, right? Rushing.
I love CJ, but we got to take a chill pill. All right.
Rookie year for CJ Stroud, 160 rushing yards for CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels almost rushed for 1,000 yards his rookie year and threw for 3,500 and 25 touchdowns and single-digit interceptions. Like, to me, there's just it's just a night and day difference, in my opinion, with CJ Stroud and Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels is 100 times more, not 100 times, but he has more talent than
with his legs, he's more talented.
I just think there's a different tier of quarterbacks when it comes to being able to be dual threat and causing chaos versus the defense. And I don't think CJ Stroud can do what Jaden does. There's 4 other quarterbacks in the NFL who can do what Jaden does. That's it.
Well, he's ranked over Matthew Stafford, which I'm not. I mean, I love Matthew. I think at this point, I'm not really going to fight that one. But Justin Herbert probably should be higher, in my opinion. I don't know who put him unranked, but that's ridiculous. And
I think 7's good for Herbert. You don't think so?
I think Justin Herbert last year, people are going to think like, okay, like last year he didn't have a bunch of touchdowns. I think 23 TDs, 3 picks. Like he wasn't asked to do a lot, but people forget like his first 2 seasons. Like you want to talk about rookie seasons, by the way, Justin Herbert, 4,300 passing yards, 31 TDs, 10 picks, and he had 230 rushing yards. So he had a balled out.
He's good, dude. He's
and
legit.
He had almost 40 the next year with 5,000 yards.
Yeah,
he had almost we had 5,000 passing yards. Last year he didn't have 40 TDs, but I think people are like, well, he's 7. I think you could probably. I like Justin Herbert a lot. That's a little more personal, but whatever. I'm not going to fight this battle. I'd probably move him up a spot. I'd put him ahead of Matthew right now, in my opinion.
Really?
Whatever. Yeah, I love Justin Herbert. He's a beast. Yeah, I mean Jim Harbaugh does too, rightfully so. He's a beast. Yeah, look at it. 21,000 passing yards, the most in NFL history through 5 seasons. It's like, come on, man.
No, I'm with you. I think 7 is good for Justin Herbert. To be honest, I'm not mad at that. Put him in a good position. He's very talented.
Next quarterback would be Mr. Jared Goff at number 8. Let me just
there we go.
9. So 9, Jalen Hurts, ranked ahead of Jalen Hurts, and then 10, Baker Mayfield, and let's see, honorable mention, CJ Stroud, Jordan Love, and then guys who got votes, random. I can't believe Aaron Rodgers got any votes. That's insane.
That's just based off of his name.
Yeah, that's the only reason. But yeah, okay, Jared Goff was the 8th ranked quarterback on this list. Okay, so I have this to show the actual list so you can see it. But I'm going to be honest, I don't think this is actually wrong. I think he's probably in the range of 7 to 9. They put him at 8. So the big thing is he better than Jalen Hurts? And I've always said this, and I know Jalen is incredible, and you brought up the dual threat thing. Like, Jalen is the dual threat quarterback. If I had it, I know people are going to hate this because Jalen Hurts just won a Super Bowl.
But I know what you're going to say.
If I could take a quarterback for the next decade, I would take Jared Goff, man. I just would. You know what I mean? I it's just how it'd be a preference. You know, it'd be like, hey, Jared Goff, we know what he is. He's going to win some games for you, win a lot of games for you. People talk about Super Bowl. He's made a Super Bowl. He didn't win it. But I would have to say to people, okay, if you think Jalen Hurts is the clear-cut pick, if you're asking who would you take over the next 10 years, I think the big thing you have to take into consideration was Jalen Hurts showed up in the Super Bowl when they needed him to. But when you take a look over his career, he's never been He's never been quite the passer like Jared Goff has been. He just hasn't. He's done it in moments. His value comes from his legs, the tush push they're able to do. He's super strong. He takes care. There's times where he does take care of the ball really well. But the biggest domino for the Eagles was Saquon Barkley. Like even in the Super Bowl, he didn't play well, but the attention was all on Saquon Barkley. Like they knew we have to stop him.
Yep.
You know, and they both have great offensive lines. I mean, Jalen Hurts has the best offensive line in the league. So you can't even be like, well, Jared needs a good O-line. It's like, well, Jalen has the best O-line. It's like every quarterback needs an O-line. You know what I'm saying? And Jared's not as mobile, so I get that. But I don't think it's that far off. And I think the executives, coaches, and scouts got it right. Like I think Jared Goff personally, I would take him. If I need a guy up to play point guard, that's kind of always been my preference with quarterbacks. I know Jared Goff can do that. He's not, receivers aren't going to be pissed off because the guy's not getting the ball to him.
Yep.
Like I know what Goff is. He can game manage. He can throw for a ton of TDs. He can play point guard, make everyone happy. Super smart player. So is Hurts. They're both smart, but Jared Goff, you know what you're getting with Jared. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, he threw 5 picks in the playoff game, so everyone thinks his take based off that is idiotic. But if we even look before then, I mean, the dude was in the MVP conversation. He was MVP. He was in that conversation on the outside, but still,
yeah,
I would take Jared over the two. So I actually don't disagree with that. Saying
no, I'll say this too, Jeff. The whole list, I honestly, if I did a list, maybe the top 5 I would mix up a little into my own. I like the top 10, especially even with Baker at 10. I think Jalen Hurts at 9 is fine. And this is hopefully it's not taken as a bias thing. I know it will be. Booner loves the Lions slappy. I'm taking Jared Goff over Jalen Hurts as well. I don't care about I care about a Super Bowl, but when you do break down the season stats, even like look at the career, and yeah, okay, Jalen Hurts has ran for 600 yards last. Okay, the dual threat. Jalen Hurts, someone please pull his stats up. He's never thrown for over 3,800, 3,900 yards. He's never thrown for 4,000 yards in his career. He's never had more than 23 touchdown passes in his career. The last 3 years alone, Jared Goff, 4,400 yards, 4,500 yards, 4,600 yards, 29 touchdowns, 30 touchdowns, 37 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts hasn't even come close to that. Like, not close.
As a passer, no.
He would have had to play 5 more games in every season to be able to even come close to the numbers that Jared Goff has put up over the last 3 seasons. So if you're telling me, hey, you can put Jalen Hurts on this current off, I'm taking Jared Goff. I get the dual threat and how that. What does Ben or not Ben? What did Brad Holmes say he loves in a quarterback when him and Dan have built an offense? What did the love pocket passers that can read the field, go through progressions, and make every single throw? Jared Goff does that at the highest of levels. Like if you're talking about a quarterback that can sit in the pocket and make every single throw, you're probably putting Jared Goff as one of the best in the league at it. Take away the dual threat and all of that because some of those quarterbacks are up there because of that. But if you take all that away and just go, hey, pocket passer, who's the best at? Jared Goff is one of the best.
Well, it's preference because that's why they're different. They're different quarterbacks. One is a dual threat quarterback who's going to get you 14 TDs a year on the ground. Jared's not going to do that, but Jared's going to throw 30 plus TDs a year. So combined TDs, they're going to have around the same. But just personally, I would rather have the someone that could beat you in the pocket.
Why?
Like people, real quick, people forget Jalen Hurts' first 2 playoff games, dude. He threw for a combined 240 yards, and they won both of them. Like
the problem is, it's like he's on such a team that's ready for a quarterback to win without having to do much.
Yeah,
like they built it that way.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like it's a defensive team that has great running back and has some receivers that can make plays, yards after catch. Devontae Smith and he can run. And I think that's obviously a part that Jared Goff doesn't have. But if we're talking about a guy who can sit in the pocket and make those throws, like who's better at sitting in the pocket and making throws? Let's call it what it is. It's Jared Goff. And Jalen Hurts, I'm not saying Jalen can't throw. He can. But it's just, the guy, he's been in the league for 5-6 years now. He's never thrown for 4,000 yards. Not one time. Not once.
Yeah, it's just not his game.
And look at the weapons that they've had. He just, that's not him. It isn't him. And their offense has always just been, hey, run the ball first. The only big plays that he really makes, I mean, the biggest yards that he gets, Jeff, is the A.J. Brown stuff. And a lot of it, too. A.J. Brown is one of the best receivers in the NFL. Yeah.
He can throw the go balls. I mean, he's accurate. He did in the Super Bowl as well. But, yeah, he's just a different quarterback.
He can throw the rock. That's where people, I think, when we have these conversations, and a lot of people are like, it's the same thing with not Josh Allen, like Mahomes. Like Mahomes has an arm, a rocket, but what is Mahomes really great at? That's why he's the best in the NFL. The man's dual threat. Like Jalen Hurts is just the problem is like those guys that are up there, like let me pull up Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. Have any of them throw for 4,000 yards?
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. That's my point. Like Lamar Jackson, 4,200 yards this year, 41 touchdowns. If Jalen Hurts was doing that and he was running for what he is, he would be top 6, top 7, and there wouldn't be a question about it. And I wouldn't even have a conversation about him over Jared Goff. But he doesn't do that.
Well, it's like the argument you made for Jaden Daniels. I mean, as an individual, Jaden Daniels almost threw for 4,000 this year, didn't he? He had like 30-something hundred in his first season. You know, like he's already almost there.
Yeah.
And, you know, he didn't have all the talent on offense. I mean, he had some good players, Terry McLaurin, but I'm with you. I'm with you. I think I'm not going to argue Jared should be ranked high or anything like that. I think he's probably right where he should be. He's a top 7 to 8 quarterback. They put him at 8, whatever. That's fine. But I do agree that he is better than Jalen Hurts. Honestly, I do. And here's the thing, like ETN, Josh Allen didn't throw for 4,000 yards this year, and he won MVP. Passing yards isn't the be-all and end-all. Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, Josh Allen didn't throw for 4,000 yards because, number one, I don't know how he was able to do what he did with who they had at receiver. That's the biggest – that was the thing that confuses me. When they had Stephon Diggs, we know what Josh Allen was doing as a passer. I get your point, but we're talking about capability. Jalen Hurts, I think, is – he's capable of doing more with his arm, but he's not asked to. Like Josh Allen, you can ask to do anything, and he'll do it. You know, like he can throw for 4,500 yards, or he can throw for.
That's the thing. I'm talking about like over a career, not just this year.
Yeah,
I don't care about this year. Josh Allen has thrown for 4,500, 4,200, 42. Like he has thrown for 4,000 yards multiple times in his career.
That's the point you're making.
Multiple times. Yeah. And the thing is, it's like Jalen Hurts just never has. And it's not that it's like, hey, he's been so close. He just hasn't been close to it. And he's never like, look at Josh Allen. He's also okay. He didn't throw for 4,000. He threw 28 touchdowns last year, 29. He's thrown over 35 touchdowns in 3 seasons in his career. Jalen Hurts hasn't thrown for over 23 once in his career. He's never came close to even 30.
Yeah, take away the passing yards, like the passing touchdowns. Like, yeah.
So there's something to it a little bit, but like this is the problem too with it, Jeff. It's not tearing Jalen Hurts down. He's a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. He would be on my top 10 list 10 times out of 10. And I think if you're a top 10, like you're very good. You have to be good to be in that conversation. So at this point, it's just arguing semantics at the end of the day.
Well, it says in this article that he was Jared Goff. He appeared on 82% of the top 10 submissions. So he's a top 10 quarterback. It just depends on where you had him. He was 9th last year. He moved to 8th this year.
Who? What? Jalen Hurts?
No,
or Jared Goff.
Jared Goff.
Okay, 9th to 8th. Okay.
A veteran NFC defensive coach said he's developed into one of the game's purest passers. He doesn't turn the ball over like he used to. He's a reliable quarterback with a real arm. He's not just a drop back passer who makes shit happen. He's become more than that. So,
yep.
Which I like. I agree with that, man. Like, yeah, I do. I think there is that stigma of Goff in LA that people still think he is, and he's just. Listen, man, is he top 5? No, but is he top 10? Yes, and they have him at 8. Like, I think that's fair.
I finally finished watching quarterback with Jared Goff, and I think I texted it to you during it. But I was just, when you actually get to see the behind the scenes of it and like Jared making throws and what goes into it, even in like that playoff loss, kind of how he was struggling a little bit, and even the Texans game they showed it. It's something to see like a guy like him who's like, dude, a guy who's throwing 4 interceptions in a game, just nothing, just not phased at all. Like he looks at Mark Brunell as like, I've never played like this before in my life. And then you know what he does the next possession? He goes out and throws a touchdown pass. And he's like, I'm still going. Like he literally goes to his huddle after throwing 4 interceptions in the playoff game and goes, I'm slinging this thing, boys. Like, let's go. And they're all like, let's go, Jared. So he has the confidence, man. And at the end of the day, and even in that, you can tell in those videos and then that series, like they trust him to make those throws and he can make them. He's one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. And it feels that sometimes he doesn't get enough credit for what he's actually able to do and the talent that he has.
Like even this, like ETN, we'll see how Goff looks this year with the makeshift O-line. Like if he does play well, what do we say?
Do you guys really think, like, when you get to see like him in the quarterback series, do you guys just really think, ETN and Rams fans, that Jared Goff just is going to lose his talent? It's just he's just not good anymore. Even if the O line's like D lines get to him quicker, are you just like he just can't throw? He doesn't. His throwing motion's just gone. No, he has one of his arm. Like if he just posted a workout video, and it was like, oh no, they posted. It was the last episode. They were posting. They showed videos of him getting ready in the offseason, like the first couple weeks. The way he was talking, Jeff, I was like, this guy. He's like year 10. This is the best I've ever felt. Like coming off the loss, and he's like in LA working out, and the throws he's making, they're like perfect spirals, like 60 yards downfield on a string. And he's like, and his trainer's like, I've never seen him like this before. I'm like, oh.
Boone got baited.
I did.
That's you texted me. You go. I get this random text. You go. Jared Goff. This guy's one of the best in the game.
He is. I don't know why. Like, he really is, man. People.
Like it's just funny. I find it funny. I'm like, this guy got hooked, man, by the documentary.
With Jared Goff, dude, it's just one of those things where there's perceptions, right? Like there gets perceptions out of people when you say when certain people say a certain amount of things about someone and just keep saying it.
Yeah,
he's
all that.
He's a statue. He can't throw. He can't make these throws. No, he can. You're just listening to the wrong people that probably have never actually watched him throw, besides maybe on like the worst game of his career.
It's just the 2 games with multiple picks people take away, which like I get. Like the playoff game was he played like shit. Played terrible.
I'm fired up about this. I want to
play terrible.
Stand up for my guy, Jared Goff.
Frank the Tank. He said Jared Goff's best year 2025 against an elite schedule, 5,000 yards, 38 plus TDs.
If he pops up this year for 5,038.
Yeah. He's not doing that.
He will.
No, he won't.
Okay.
He'll probably he'll just pass 4K, probably get 32 TDs.
Okay.
Maybe 30.
Hey, keep sleeping on him.
I think that's a great year.
Keep sleeping on him.
If Goff has 31-10, what do we think? Oh yeah, it's a good year. Is it not? Like, or you
31-10? How many yards?
Like 4,000. Like that's
yeah. That's just an average year. My average golf year.
30-10. That's a good.
Based off of what he did this last year.
An average year's like 25 and like 11. Like that's like average. Like
knowing what he could do
average
now.
is 30 passing TDs. Like come on, bro.
Come on now. Knowing what he can do now. No.
Is anyone else hearing this? Is that not like what? Okay.
Trust me now.
He said the bar has been raised. He's now throwing. He's doing more.
I think 4,500 is like expected.
4,500 should not be expected. That's like you're almost at 5,000.
Yeah, I think that's good. You're not. That's like 2 games.
No, that's not good. That's great.
He did that this year.
Yeah, he had a great year. He was in the MVP conversation.
He did it as a back-to-back. What was he had 4,600 this year. He had 45 last year.
Yeah, those are both great years.
And he should do that again.
He
shouldn't take a step back and do 4,000. That would be if he did 4,000, Jeff. He hasn't thrown for 4,000. Like he had 3,200 his first year in Detroit, and he missed a couple games. He had 4,400 in year 2, 45 year 3, and 46. And he's only gotten better every year. Like he's gone up 100 every year. You know what's going to happen this year? He's going to get 47, 44, 45, 46, 47.
I think that I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I want to acknowledge that's not like, oh yeah, it's just he should just like.
I see what you're saying.
It's good. That's great.
I hear you, and I'm reviewing what you're saying, and I understand it. But you're wrong.
All right.
I'm kidding.
All right, that's fair.
4,700 this year, 35 touchdowns.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's bring in.
They're telling me to take my hat off. That's fair.
Bring in Jeremy Reisman. He's got the ball nowhere hat. This is the confidence. I love it. Jeremy Reisman, proud of Detroit, joining the program here to talk some Detroit Lions training camp. Maybe you can answer that 4,700 yard debacle question. Whatever. Get his thoughts on that. What's going on, Jeremy? How we doing?
What's up, fellas? How we doing?
It's just, apparently golf might throw for 6,000 passing yards. Okay, that's what
That sounds about. Oh yeah, that sounds about right. Are we counting training camp numbers? Is that how that's working?
Yes. yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. Jeremy, we're fired up. Training camp it's getting here. Okay, that means football's coming back. That means we're excited. I do want to ask you something that's been really relevant, and I know it's not a question you have the answer to, but just your thoughts on the situation. These second round picks, man, like, what is, and it's like crunch time, no pun intended, but it's getting towards training camp, and like 98% of the second round picks have not signed what they want, which is a fully guaranteed deal. Like, in Tate Ratledge's situation, again, not that you have, I don't know, but inside information, but in your opinion, how does something like that play out? Like, if training camp starts and he doesn't have a contract signed, is he allowed to report, or how does that work?
There are certain like insurances in place that some players are willing to play on, having that insurance in place. Some aren't, and I think we've already seen the Chargers rookies have reported, and their second round pick I don't believe has reported. So it's certainly a case where the Lions might be headed down a similar road. You kind of hope, now that the deadline for all 32 teams is very near, the deadline being the start of training camp, you certainly hope that some resolution is made here. I think it's just kind of like a fascinating situation where players and NFLPA and agents and owners are all at, especially considering that whole story about the NFLPA burying their own investigation into fully guaranteed contracts for quarterbacks. Like, there just seems to be a lot of distrust here. And I guess maybe it shouldn't be a complete surprise that the NFLPA, the agents, the players are holding out a little bit longer here in terms of the rookie class, just to maybe get that little extra oomph. But I don't know. I tend to think a lot of these things work themselves out. The Lions are obviously kind of ahead of the curve with a lot of these contract negotiations, like to get it done ahead of time. And obviously you want Tate Ratledge out there as early as possible when he's, probably more important to the Lions than most second round picks are this year to their team. So we'll see how things play out. I don't have any inside information on where things currently stand, but certainly hope that the Lions get something done here in the next few days. The rookies report on Wednesday. So we'll see.
We need that to get done fast, Jeremy. We need that one. Two other guys here with potential contract extensions. One obviously being Alex Anzalone. That's one that's I think all of Lions Nation's kind of looking at, sitting back and hoping that something gets done so he's at training camp. Can I get your thoughts on that? And then also kind of a two-part question, sticking with contracts, the Aiden Hutchinson extension as well. Do you feel like with that one, there's a potential for that getting done before the season starts? Or do you think there's a chance that Aiden Hutchinson says, hey, his camp is saying, hey, let's just play this year out, coming off an injury, go dominate, and then we'll get you a bigger contract next offseason?
Yeah, I'll start with Aiden. I do think something could get done in a matter of days. It could get done in a matter of weeks. It could get done in the middle of the season. Brad Holmes has kind of shown no specific preference in getting a deal done. There aren't necessarily any strict deadlines there. But, I think the Lions have said pretty confidently offseason that they want it to happen, that it's going to happen at some point. And so I wouldn't be concerned if you're a Detroit Lions fan. I know everyone's always eager to be the first one out there. We got to get in before Trey Hendrickson. We got to get in before whoever else is on the list. But, ultimately, when you're talking about being first or getting in before the other deals, you're talking about saving like $3, $4, $5 million spread over 5 years. It's a fraction of the cost. So I'm not that concerned about getting in there first before some of the other guys, Micah Parsons, so to speak. But I don't get a sense necessarily that it's close, but I also don't get a sense that it's necessarily far apart. I think the two sides are just kind of going about it at their own pace here, and that can escalate very quickly. It could stretch out a long time. And so I know that's probably a very unsatisfying answer, but you have to go based on track record here. And the track record with Brad Holmes is that it can happen at any time. So not sure about that. Alex Anzalone is a really interesting one. I'm a little bit surprised that one hasn't gotten done already, assuming that Alex is pushing really hard. Maybe he's, just kind of spouting off on social media a little bit, and he'll leave it at that and show up without a contract. Or maybe he will kind of dig his heels in. But the Lions also have not been shy about saying how important that guy is to them. And so whether whether they give him an extra year or two, some extra guaranteed money, or bump his salary up a couple million. I think they're eventually going to do it, assuming that Alex is really pushing for it, because I know they have a whole youth movement happening here at pretty much every position, but Alex is so key to what they do at that linebacker level. Even if Jack Campbell is the future there, I think Alex has so much knowledge of the scheme. He's so good at that weak side or linebacker. I still think he's the line's best linebacker on the team right now. Jack Campbell has certainly bridged that gap a little bit, but to me, he's so important to what they do that I think they're eventually going to come up with some sort of deal hopefully in the next couple of weeks here.
Yeah, in my advice to Alex, post just a bunch of workout. Just keep posting workout videos.
Right. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, just one a day, man. Just keep dropping. Let me ask you a different position, because I think it is relevant for two reasons. Garrett Wilson just signed an extension, which is in his third year, by the way. He gets $31 million a year. He's had 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons. And I understand, the first part of that is, how does that Amon-Ra contract kind of look now? It looks great. But the other part would be, how does this pertain to kind of J-Mo? Like, J-Mo only had 1,000-yard season. It's hard because the first 2 years were like first year, I wouldn't even really count. The second year, he suspended half the season. And then his first full season, he gets 1,000. Assuming he gets another 1,000 or 1,200. This seems to me, Jeremy, people assume a lot. Obviously, you know the fans, that everyone's just going to take discounts. But if you're Jameson Williams and you go out and get 1,100 yards, like if you're JMO, you're like, I'm a $27-28 million receiver minimum. Does that not make this whole thing a lot more complicated when you see guys like in his class signing for these massive contracts?
Yeah, sure. And even, you even said, he had his first 1,000-yard season in his first full season. Last year wasn't even a full season for him. He had the 2 game suspension.
That's true. He missed 2 games.
Yeah. So yeah, the ceiling, he has kind of a Garrett Wilson like ceiling, but he's not there yet. He doesn't command a contract quite at that level yet, but he's not too far behind, maybe in the low 20 millions, something like that at this point. But yeah, yes, to answer your question, this does make it more complicated. Every single wide receiver contract that comes up between now and the time they either decide to sign Jameson Williams to a new deal or decide not to, it's going to complicate the numbers, because the cap is just going to continue to go up. The numbers are going to continue to go up, and the lines will have to adjust as they expect to. And so the question is just, has Brad Holmes carved out enough budget for him? And is that depending on how he performs this year, or are they going to try to get it done a little bit early? It's hard to know where they stand now. I tend to just go by what they say publicly, and what Brad Holmes last said about that situation was, that's an expensive position. We're already paying one of those guys a lot of money, so it's not an easy thing to do. He also said Jameson Williams is just scratching the surface of what he thinks he's capable of. So you're kind of at an impasse here. Maybe you ride out the next 2 years, including his 5th year option, and just say, hey, thanks for the great 5 years here, or 3.5 years, whatever you want to call it. Maybe by then they figured out some other things salary cap wise, and they'll have room. But I just think with him, there's no rush. I know, again, there's the temptation to get deals done before other big deals go. But I think you want to be sure with Jameson Williams. I think you want to make sure that you're covered in other positions. You have enough money in the budget to field an entire team and not just pay 2 big wide receiver salaries. But it's certainly not an easy decision, and I don't think the Garrett Wilson contract made anything easier for the Lions to decide here.
Hey, Jeremy, I don't think we've spoken with you much about the offensive line situation going into this year. I'm interested to just get your opinion and thoughts on how you think this thing plays out, where Graham ends up going, Tate, and how they kind of move around the Christian Mahogany, if he ends up being on the left or the right. What do you think happens here with this offensive line room and that unit going into this season?
Yeah, just kind of hunch right now is I think they might just throw Tate at center and just say, hey, sink or swim right now, buddy. It's not necessarily what I would do, but the way they used him in the spring, to me, you don't do that necessarily unless you think that's the long-term solution. And maybe that means Graham 1 more year at center and then you swap Tate in 2026. But I don't know. I go back and forth, because obviously in the spring, that's kind of part of the time where you do test things out and just see where they work. But considering Tate, we're talking 90 to 95% of his snaps at center. They were really, really pushing it in the spring. And so I think they're just let's crash course it, buddy. Let's get you in and learn as much as possible so that you're hitting the ground running once September comes here. And, you also look at what Dan Campbell said about needing someone along that offensive line that's a veteran that can help with protections, but saying specifically that it doesn't have to come from the center position. I'm like, oh, then Graham's playing right guard, and then you have probably Mahogany at left guard. And they can make that work. I think that might be playing to everyone's strengths except for maybe Tate Ratledge, but at the same time, like, we don't really know how he is at center. And it's not like it's a completely foreign thing. He was basically the reserve at Georgia to do that, so we practiced at it sometime. But he's already going to be kind of under the gun of learning a lot about the NFL, learning about a lot about the scheme. So why not learn it all at the same time? Learn the center position and everything else all at the same time. It's a lot, but they have a lot of confidence in that kid Smart. So that's kind of where I'm thinking. I still would kind of rather have your veteran at your center position, but I can at least understand why they're doing what they're doing. And that's just kind of my gut feeling of where this thing's headed right now.
When it comes to the rookies, Jeremy, is there any rookie that you're excited to cover, or maybe a rookie that you feel might, I don't know if steal like the show is probably the right word, but you think we'll get more buzz come post training camp? A guy like, I don't know, like Isaac Tesla or any of these guys that we haven't really mentioned that you're watching?
Well, I mean, like, Ahmed Hassanin's going to be a preseason star.
Oh, yeah.
Not just the quotes, not just the energy you see there on the practice field, but like, I get a sense third quarter of the preseason game, that dude's going to rack up like 4 sacks during the preseason. He's just going to do it based on energy and energy alone. And then people are going to get like really bummed out when he's inactive in week 1. So that's kind of the layup answer. I'm still like super excited to see what Tesla is up to, because we didn't really get to see much of him in the spring. And to be quite honest, that was the draft pick where I'm still scratching my head a little bit. And I'm trying to like push that energy into excitement. Like, okay, what do they see that I don't see? What does this kid have that they see, that they project, that I'm like, I'm not sure if this is the right pick. Because generally speaking, whenever I've had doubts about this regime, they've been right and I've been wrong. So I'm willing to see, to be open-minded and see what they see. And hopefully he's fully ready to go this training camp, because he was a little bit limited during the spring. And hopefully we get to see him run with the ones a fair amount, just to get that rapport with Goff and let it rip. He's by far, I think, him and I would say probably Giovanni Manu are probably my 2 guys where I'm just like, I really want to see what they're up to in training camp, because their growth could be really critical to this team's future once they have to move on from some of the veterans that are on the roster right now.
The Giovanni Manu one. Wow. I'm interested in that as well. Jeremy, this is a topic a lot of people this offseason, Lions fans, have talked about. Training camp starting now. The edge position.
Yeah.
We're getting closer. Zadarius Smith. A lot of people said, hey, he's going to wait until camp, or there are people even saying after camp he's just going to sit it out and then join. Where do you stand on this whole thing? Do you think that it's long gone, they're not bringing anyone else in and Brad's done, or do you think there's still a chance Zadarius gets brought in here for this season?
No, I mean, I still think there's a chance. I kind of put it in my mind as somewhere close to 50-50. I think, Brad was very clear when the move was made that it was purely a financial thing and they would love to have him back, and that they were still talking. And so, as Andrew Brandt, the former Packers general manager, always says, deadline spur action. And so as we get closer and closer to the start of the regular season, it's closer and closer to training camp, like there's a little bit of like soft deadlines there, and we'll see which side budges first, or if no one budges. If Zadarius sticks to whatever number he wants, that's fine, and he'll possibly find someone else. One thing about training camp is that's also when the injuries start, and so there could be a team that gets injured at the defensive end position, gets a little desperate and willing to pay Zadarius what he wants. Or maybe the Lions budge a little bit. Maybe they say, you know what? Well, we have a little extra Frank Ragnow money that we didn't know we were going to have. Maybe that's enough for us to pull the trigger. I guess if I'm leaning in one direction or another, I do think it'll eventually happen, but it's hard to know right now, just because, it's clear that both sides are very much open to a return. And given, how important the season is to Detroit, given that, his contractual demands are probably, hopefully not above something like 6-7 million. It seems to me like there should be enough room in the budget to make something work.
Yeah, Jeremy, you mentioned sometimes doubting what happens to this regime, and they make you look stupid. I actually have done the opposite. I've been made stupid by loving some things that happen, something like Hendon Hooker, for example, which we won't get into that too much. But I'll ask you this, okay?
Yeah.
Make or break for Hendon Hooker. What's the leash look like to you? Because people are excited.
Great question.
Teddy Bridgewater storyline kind of trickles, and now he's relevant today for different reasons.
Sure.
What do you think of this Hendon Hooker stuff? What's the leash look like to you?
Yeah, I mean, it would be tight if there was someone behind him. Like, I'm sorry, no disrespect to Kyle Allen, but I don't think that's legitimate competition for Hendon Hooker. So, you know, I mean, he'd have to look awfully terrible in training camp for them to make a move. Have to look awfully terrible in training camp for Kyle Allen to win. I mean, I almost think Kyle Allen can't win the backup job, because if Hendon Hooker looks that bad, they're going to find someone else. They're going to find like a veteran that, like, let's see if we can get Ryan Fitzpatrick out of the booth. Like that to me feels like a move if things have gone that badly with Hendon Hooker. But like, to me, there's no real signs that that's necessarily the case. I know you can say what you want about the decision to play Teddy in the playoff game and things like that. But to me, it almost looks like a vote of confidence to me that Kyle Allen is the primary challenger to Hendon Hooker, because if he's the challenger, then they must be pretty comfortable with Hendon's act. Like that's how I view it. Maybe that is the case. Maybe they like Kyle Allen a lot more than I particularly do, but I think Hendon's job is relatively safe as the backup.
Yeah, Jeremy, I want to ask you, I'm just going to throw it out there, the Jared Goff stuff, the conversation we're having before. I'm interested in your thought process with Ben Johnson leaving, new offensive line essentially. How Jared Goff, do you think kind of reacts to this season? Do you think he has a better year, or is it kind of just, hey, what he's been doing the last 2 years, or is there regression, especially with John Morton in here now? How have you kind of approached this season, thinking on what Jared Goff might do?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's just there's so much unknown that I think expecting a little bit of regression is logical here, because, I mean, you think about the season that he had last year, it was historic for him. Like, he set career highs in yards per attempt, he set career highs in passer rating and completion percentage, QBR. Like, it was by far his best season. And it was year 3 under Ben Johnson. It was with maybe the best version of the offensive line that he's ever had. All those things are like all the things that would help him be the best quarterback that he is are not, they're not all gone, but there's some questions about it. And to expect, I think, John Morton to come in here and be exactly like Ben Johnson and have the offense humming from day one in the way that they were, you know, in week 1 last year, it's probably a little unrealistic to expect the offensive line to be just as good as it was last year with 3 new parts on the interior, or at least 3 new players at different positions. That's also probably a little bit unrealistic. So yeah, I think there's a little bit of regression happening this season. I mean, you could also say, well, you know, Jamison Williams is going to be better. So that's something that's working in the positive. You'll also have Isaac Tesla, who might, you know, have some situational roles. You have Jahmyr Gibbs, who's probably, you know, going to be even better than he was last year. I don't quite think that evens out to, okay, he's going to be just fine or even better than he was last year. But I also, you know, the amount of people that are calling him an offensive coordinator merchant or whatever made up thing you want to call him, it's silly, right? He has quite a bit of ownership of the offense. He knows what he likes. Everything that he's gotten better at since he's landed in Detroit are the kind of things that are kind of offensive coordinator proof. Like, he knows how to manage the line of scrimmage before the snap. He knows how to get the lines into the right situation. If he doesn't like the original play call, he can call audibles. He can call multiple plays out of the same set. So I think he's progressed to a point where he's starting to make offensive coordinators look good. And obviously we'll see with John Morton, but I think too much we give all the credit to offensive coordinator made the quarterback look good. I think Jared Goff did help Ben Johnson look good. Now, I don't want to take anything away from Ben Johnson. I think he's an incredible coach, but you have to have the right quarterback to make you look good. And Ben Johnson certainly did.
Yeah.
I like that thought process, Jeremy. It was Jared Goff.
Yeah. No, you know what he meant. All right.
Yeah, no, I did.
Right,
I did.
Jeremy, we appreciate you, my friend. You guys can check, obviously, BrideOfDetroit.com. Check out Jeremy's work and follow him on Twitter at Detroit Online. Jeremy, thank you for supporting the fellas. We'll talk to you soon, my friend.
Sounds good, buddy.
There you go.
Appreciate it, Jeremy.
Jeremy Reisman joining the show, talking to the fellas here, breaking down training camp, which I do want to speak about because I did ask him things that he's excited to follow during training camp, whether it's the rookies or other players. I do want to do some training camp preview right now
Yeah.
with you, Boone, and talk about
Okay.
things that we're
Let's do
excited
it.
to see storyline wise. Because for me, I'm fired up about a player. I didn't ask Jeremy about this player, but it's a player that we've talked about a ton. I want to see this version of Terran Arnold. That's what I'm looking forward to seeing.
Wow,
Because
yeah.
we've spoken about him and Ennis Rakestraw, and I think to me, a big conversation, especially with DJ Reed now and this new secondary. And I've already seen some of the rankings, the PFF and all these other websites ranking secondaries. Lions have a top secondary, but you don't just base your secondary off your safeties, which they have the best safety duo. It's also cornerbacks, and they have DJ Reed, who's very solid. And you still have these two other ones and you can even add Ennis in there. I want to see how the first two picks of last year look in year two, man.
Yeah.
Like this, to me, when you're drafted, and he wasn't a top 10 pick, Terran Arnold, but they traded up to get him. I want to see what Terran Arnold's been working on, man, especially a whole year under his belt of positives, some negatives, everything in between.
Yep.
I want to see how he competes, which I know he'll compete, but how he looks out there. I think one of the bigger storylines, and there's a ton we can get into, but for me, what I'm looking forward to see is this cornerback room, specifically your top two picks last year at corner, back to back. I want to see how those guys take the next step.
I think that's something. I think that's big. I think that's a big storyline in training camp. To be honest, I think there's two. Honestly, Jeff, I think that's one. I think there's two major ones, and one. I think they're each on both sides of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Offensively, I think the storyline offensively is going to be this O-line. I think throughout the first couple of weeks of training camp, that they're going to be moving guys around. They're going to be looking at where his take going to be. And guys like Jeremy and beat writers are going to be at camp, and they're going to be dialed in at who's getting reps at what position, especially offensive line wise. Is Tate going to be a center? Is he going to be right guard? Is Christian Mahogany left or right guard? Where's Graham going to be at? I think offensively, we know what our running backs are. We know what Jared is. We know what the weapons are. We don't know what's going on offensively when it comes to that O-line. I think that's one of the biggest storylines of this camp. And then I would have to say the second one for me is right there with you, that corner room. Because I know as much as people are talking about this other edge and get to the quarterback with your D-line, I think we know that this D-line is going to get after the quarterback if they're healthy. We know that at the end of the day. Whether you want another edge or not, no matter what, we know what you have in that room. I think there's just a big question mark on this corner room. You have those guys, to your point, Jeff, but the Terrion Arnold jump, if he comes into a training camp and it's clear he got better and he's locked in and he's about to have a big season, I think that changes this defense drastically. And I said it to you before. We've had this conversation. If that edge room is elite and that or just really good, and the corner room's really good, you can argue that you have a top 5 defense if everyone's healthy. You can argue that at this Lions team because of the safeties you have, the linebackers and the vets with Jack and Anzo, with Hutch and Aleem if he's healthy, and DJ Reed or Reader and DJ Reed now coming. You can argue it's top 5, but you got to see what this cornerback, this room looks like. And if no one took a step forward and you just brought DJ Reed in and Terrion's what he was last year, that's going to be a problem. I would be shocked if that's it though. If he doesn't take a step forward and it's not clear in camp, I would be shocked, to be honest.
Yeah, I think he's one of the bigger X factors of your defense. There are others you can bring up, but I think we brought up the top 15 corner thing. I brought it up last week. If he's a contending top 15 corner, he's in that conversation, and you already have you have 2 top 15 corners, best safety duo. You have a good D line, good linebacker crew. To your point, you're talking about this defense in a whole nother light. Or,
it's one of the better defenses in the entire NFL.
Yeah. Or he's not good, which could happen. All right. Not saying it's likely. I'm just saying he could not progress. I'm not saying he'll regress, but I'm saying he'll just stay the same. And now you might have a hole at cornerback too. So it could kind of go both ways. Or if he's even better than we expect, maybe DJ Reed and him kind of share those CB1 responsibilities, because I talked about this last time too. The thing I love about Terrion Arnold is he's very fluid. He keeps up with receivers, man. He's not lost in coverage or anything like that consistently. But he has the size. DJ Reed, you can't. I mean, you're born with power. Your height's your height. All right. But Terrion Arnold's built like a cornerback one. He's 6'1", 6'2". Like he's
That's
got
what I've been saying of him all year long in this offseason. Is I think he has the size, he has the skills, he has everything, the talent.
Yeah.
All it comes down to is putting it all together, and it's the mental aspect, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I think he has it. I do. And I think it's the mental aspect, and it's the, hey, getting used to the NFL game, making reads. He said it. He actually said it himself when he had all those penalties, like just turning my head around when I know, like at the right moments, and being able to just I have a word at the tip of my tongue right now. Instincts, like just corner instincts, high level corner instincts that you see the best in the game, the Patrick Surtains, those types of guys just have those. I think if he has that next year, he has everything else to be great. And you just need to see it at the end of the day. And I think you'll know, and maybe this is crazy to say, I think in the first week of camp, I think you're going to know whether or not Terrion's is going to be, if he's taking that jump. Like, I think it's going to be clear. Because do you remember last year, like in camp, like you could tell what corner, you're like, hey, that's our guy. Like Emmanuel Mosley, I know he was hurt, but like he was the clear lead to be slot last year. Then he gets hurt. And it's like, you know, in camp, like you'll know right away, like guys that are standing out and over other guys. And it's the same thing with Ennis Rakestraw. It's like, hey, you're going to know right away in camp if he put work in this offseason and he's ready to make a big jump. So I hope we show up the next couple weeks and the reports start coming out. Terrion looks different. That's what I want to hear.
Well, another storyline that I think is just massive is the new coordinators. It's the little stuff. It's not even like how it's not training camp. You're going to be able to tell whether they'll be good or not. But I want to see how they run their side of the team. I want to see John Morton and how he kind of runs this offense, especially when you're in person. Like that's the thing that we won't get to see, but we saw in Hard Knocks is you got to see AG, you got to see Ben, well, not as much Ben, he's more reserved, but still you got to see Deuce Staley, you got to see some of these coaches. You're not going to get that type of coverage, but what you will see, especially you go to training camp, you'll see John Morton out there, what he's doing. Same with Kelvin Shepard, his intensity. Like I think that's something to see just because you see the coach, like the human John Morton, Calvin you're more familiar with, but you haven't seen John in this role. He's just been an offensive assistant. So you get to see him actually leading the offense, which I think is going to be really important. Like, I don't even know how John Morton is as an offensive coordinator because I've never seen him. I know he was with the Jets, obviously, but I'm talking at least recent history. I think those two are not something that, is going to be clear to see, but it's something to keep a watch on, I think. Just seeing how those guys run each side of the ball.
I think one thing that people have to realize and be careful with this, Jeff. Do you remember last year? What I don't want to happen is the offense in training camp. It'd be like a defense is dominating the offense, and then people start to be like, "Oh, John Morton." That happened last year. Because I'm right there with you. Like I'm spot on with you right now. Like yes, like that is one of the bigger storylines of this offseason is the whole coordinator situation. I think you got to give it time though. It's going to take time. You don't want to overreact, in my opinion. You want to sit back and just be like, okay, let this thing play out a little bit. So that's to me the biggest thing with this is you're going to see how they kind of work, and especially with guys, especially with like John Morton with the weapons. He has so many to work with. And he has to be able to figure out ways like how is this the rock going to get spread around? I just don't think like we can have this conversation all training camp all we want. We're just not going to know until week 7, week 8.
No,
we just won't have an idea. So that's why I think it's like that's why I didn't use it as one of my training camp questions and storylines because I think it's something that's going to just have to sit there and develop, and you're going to have to wait and see.
Ben Blue says, like the streamer, John Morton has a mental breakdown in training camp. So do that, please. Drop a like on the stream here. Ben Blue says, if Tyleek is starting week 1, I will be concerned for him. Let Levi get the snaps with Reader and ease Tyleek in. Like he's talking about concern for Levi or concern for Tyleek. I think it means Levi. Right?
I think it's more so concerned with Tyleek. Just, hey, he's a rookie. Let the guy who's been here kind of get the reps until Tyleek's fully ready.
Okay, I was gonna say because if you're starting Tyleek week 1, he's good. You're like,
yeah.
This guy.
I'm kind of with Ben Blue a little bit. You don't need to just start Tyleek just because he's a first round pick. Like you
No,
gotta still go earn it. Like Levi, we know Levi can go out there and work. Like he could play. Obviously, it's not at a level of Aleem or DJ Reader, but he could still give you something. Once Tyleek's ready to go, he's good.
Peter Manning says the only thing we didn't see from Taron Arnold was interceptions, but we saw sticky coverage and plenty of pass breakups. Yeah, no, you're spot on. I mean, it was really just the interceptions, and what you also did see was penalties.
Yeah,
like mental errors. It's just stuff like that. But that comes, I think, corners go through that. You want to see like a Darius Slay year 1 to year 2, something like that.
Just need to see a jump, man. You just can't see like be the same or just a little bit. You got to see a decent jump. Especially, dude, he's a first-round pick. I don't want anyone sticking up for him, being like, "Well, hey, no, he's a first-round pick. You expect a jump."
Let me see this. AG's Burness says Levi O going to ball out. Contract year, opportunity to be a starter until Liam gets back. Are you buying into the Levi and Zerika hype?
I'm buying. You know me with Levi. I was in on Levi last year. I'm all in on Levi, man. I love Levi. I love Levi O. You can't argue Levi O is like bad or anything. He can hold it down. Put him in there with Hutch, DJ Reader. He's good to go. Let Tyleek get some run.
And Frank, the Tank Eastside, says Ennis will be starting at 5 cornerback. Put on. Oh, no, okay. Are you saying he's a 5th CB on there? Like, what are we doing here? Marcus Morton is going to utilize outside runs and leaning on Decker and Sewell in the run game, making the play action Amon-Ra and JMO best play action team in the league. Yeah, actually, Jared Goff, one of the best play action quarterbacks in the league. So they're not going to change that. I will tell you that. Which,
this offense isn't changing much. Come on.
The offensive line, to what you brought up earlier, like, I do wonder. It's a good point Jeremy brought up, though, because it is a quote I forgot about that Dan mentioned, that you don't necessarily need to be – you could share those center responsibilities. Like Graham could do it playing guard, technically.
100%. That's why I don't think it's that big of a deal.
So it is a good point.
He 100% can. It's just really – honestly, what it was probably on the offensive line, typically it's the center. Yes, he sees most of it, but – let's call a spade a spade. Who was there the longest on that O-line, or in probably the most, like, probably Frank at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, he can. That's the reason why I lean Graham starting at center, is because of the experience there. But if he could do it at guard, it's like, fuck, let Tate Ralish play center. Honestly, Ben Blue. If Hassanin and Levi start the season on the practice squad, I'll be putting this coaching staff under my comically large magnifying glass, because WTF would they be thinking? There's
I
zero.
Can guarantee you, Ben Blue.
Yeah, because Marcus says they'll start on the practice squad.
Okay, wait a second. Who said that? Marcus? Marcus.
Yeah.
I'm not being mean here. I like you, Marcus.
Oh, here we go. No disrespect is what you said.
No disrespect.
Yeah.
That right there. I'm not saying you don't know ball. That puts a lot of question marks on everything you've ever said now moving forward, or you will say.
Yeah, Marcus,
there's a 0% chance that Levi O and Hassanin will start on the practice. 0% chance.
Marcus Lock-in.
There's no chance. Come on, man. That's like you basically just said Jared Goff starting on the practice. Like, there are just players on this team who will not be on the practice squad, like, are guaranteed a spot. Those two guys are in.
What do you what do you think about the contract?
I like Marcus too, man.
What do you think about Etienne? Our goat Marcus really fell off.
He said Marcus with the Wheezy take there. Shout out Wheezy D, man. I love Wheezy D, but that's so funny.
What do you think about?
I love Marcus, man.
Yeah, no, Marcus, we're fucking with you, man.
He's smoking something.
Hey, what do you think about the contract stuff? Because Doc actually brought this up.
Hey, Juicy J.
What?
I'm trying to buy some floors, brother.
Let me tell you about that. Oh, Booner, it's interesting to say that. Great
company
transition.
Man. Company
Great
man.
transition there, Booner. Let me tell you about our friends over at Comer and Cross, because, guys, Comer and Cross has their one-day installation sale, and you're probably already sick and tired of staring at your cracked, stained garage floor. I have the solution. It's a great company, Comer and Cross. Respected. It's a company. We don't put companies on here unless we trust them. We trust Comer and Cross. Right now, Comer and Cross, their summer installation sale. They're offering 12 months, same as cash, or $500 in savings. You can call the number, 248-834-3488. They'll transform your patio, your pool deck, your basement, even your driveway. And they move the stuff out for you. So, again, they'll repair your cracks and pits before applying your stunning new floor. Comer and Cross concrete floors never chip, crack, or peel like epoxy or paint. So again, call the number 248-834-3488. That's 248-834-3488. Or book your free estimate at comercross.com. Let's get back to the show here. All right.
Hey, that was a great ad read, man. Proud of you.
Thank you, Booner. I appreciate that. Let's shut up, ETN. All right, let's get into the contract discussion. All right, let's do that.
By the way, I just want to throw it out there. Chaz Chisholm is 20. You get like 40 hits or like 3 minutes, one of the two. He is 20 hits. He is 20 in or pitches in, 1 home run. That's unbelievable.
Oh, God.
That's embarrassing.
Tough.
Yeah, it's a tough look for the guy.
Didn't Sam Flannel go at him?
Yeah, he did. They actually went in a Twitter battle. him and Chaz Chisholm. Chisholm.
Yeah, shout out Sam Flannel, man. I'll ask you this because Doc actually asked this to us in a group chat. I loved it. It's a great question. You have Tate, Ratledge, Alex Anzalone, Aiden Hutchinson, Zadarius Smith. What order do these guys get signed and or extended? That's the $1 million question, in your opinion, obviously. But what order would that happen?
The order is tough. When the doc texts us that.
You know what I mean?
Okay, I want to hear you. Yeah. Let's
so this is the order I think it'll happen in, okay? Out of Tate, Anzo, Hutch, and Zadarius Smith. Or another edge, whatever, if you want to break it down.
Tate, Anzo, Hutch, Smith. Okay.
I think it goes Tate, because they're going to get him done. Just guarantee his contract. I think it's probably the easier one. Alex Anzalone, Zadarius Smith, then Aiden Hutchinson. That's how I think it goes down.
Wow.
I think Hutch is last because it's like they know they're going to get it. Like it's not that, they're not like in a rush.
I have a different order.
Tell me your order.
Tate 1. I think Tate gets done in the next 48 hours. I think Aiden Hutchinson gets done in the next week. So I go Tate Ratledge in the next 48 hours, Aiden Hutchinson in the next week, Alex Anzalone, Jeff, also in the next week with Hutch. So I think it goes the next 48 hours, Hutch and Anzo in the next week, and then I think Zadarius is after both, all three of them. And I think Zadarius does end up signing. I just think it ends up being within the next 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks for Zadarius Smith. But I think there's a Hutch deal that's like looming and glooming, man. The doc last Friday or Saturday, what did he text us in the group trying to be like, don't listen to that guy. Yeah, he was the old man yelling on his porch. Don't listen to that guy.
If you're listening in the video, we said that.
And we pulled it up on the screen. We
don't know if this is legit, but the guys hit on other reports.
The doc said it would be the stupidest thing in the world if Aiden Hutchinson signed this year. Blah, blah, blah. So I said, Doc, as soon as he signs, I'm going to text you and say, how stupid do you look now, bud? No, I love the doc, though. He's probably watching right now. But no, I think Hutch gets done in the next week. It has nothing to do with that tweet. I just think that they're going to get something done here with Hutch. I think with camp coming up, I think Anzo and Hutch are going to be priorities. Tate, obviously, you're going to get that done no matter what. But I think Anzo and Hutch are going to be 2 priorities. And then I think just eventually this Zadarius Smith thing's going to happen. It's just going to be the most random time. And I think he's just hanging out, man, to be honest. I think he's just working out, hanging out. And he doesn't want to be pressured into anything, it sounds like, or it seems like at least. And when he's ready to go, he's ready to go. And I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think there's another team. I think it's just he wants to be in Detroit. I think he's set on that. And I think it's just a matter of when does he want to show up to camp? They'll get a deal done. I bet you there's a deal on the table already. No one said anything. And then whenever he shows up, boom, sign the deal. Zadarius Smith 1 year, $8 million deal, and they're good to go. So that's kind of my order there. It is interesting to think about all of these now, all this money and all these different things that are kind of coming along with this Lions team right now. Like this is a lot, man. Especially when you're like trying to focus on winning a Super Bowl. I wish there was none of these distractions at the end of the day. I wish it was just strictly like football. Don't have to worry about Zadarius. He's already signed. Don't have to worry about Enzo. He's already extended. Don't have to worry about Hutch. He's extended. The second round stuff isn't happening. That's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I think it does. The Hutch thing is the most, probably for me, the most not confusing, unpredictable. Not that I don't think he'll sign, but when the timeline, I have no clue, man. I don't. I saw someone put in the comments too, like, Alan, I think Hutch will be last. If you do Hutch, J-Mo will start to get itchy, and you don't want a negative going into the season with J-Mo. I don't think it'll. I get what you're saying. I don't think it would change J-Mo. Like J-Mo knows he's got a ball out regardless. You know what I mean? It doesn't really matter whether it's with the Lions or not. So I'm more with the Hutch thing. I don't know when that timeline is. That's probably the one. I think Enzo has to get done in the near future if they're going to re-sign him. But Hutch is the one. They could wait too. So that's probably the one I'm most excited for. To see when that happens. Hopefully they get it done early. I mean, you want him around. I don't doubt he's going to fall off a cliff. So sign the guy, please. Keep him around. But you did see Garrett Wilson get signed. Okay. I talked to Jeremy. I asked him about it. We can agree that it does make this Amon-Ra St. Brown contract look amazing. Aged like fine wine, to be honest with you. Because Amon-Ra, he, at the time, one of the highest paid receivers. At now, he's not one of the highest paid receivers. I mean, he's not far down, but guys got paid, and now things have changed. Okay, so I will give Brad a ton of credit for that, and I think Penei Sewell is going to be the same thing. So the Garrett Wilson, people were like overpaid, all this stuff. I like Garrett Wilson. I think he's had terrible quarterback play and, quite frankly, just terrible offenses and terrible coaching. But Amon-Ra St. Brown looks good. Looks really good, actually. I got to say. That's a great, hey.
Yeah.
Credit Brad Holmes for that one.
And Brad's done it with that. That's why I'm shocked that this Aiden Hutchinson, this is the only one I feel like out of all of these players and all of these deals that Brad hasn't gotten done early. That's why I'm shocked about it. Most of these deals that he's gotten done the last 2 years or 3 seasons has been before the market. Like even the Jared Goff one, he was able to get done pretty early. And they actually, a lot of these, they got done right before the draft every year. And then throughout the summer, all of these deals start getting done. And now you see the Garrett Wilson one. I tweeted it out. The crazy thing is, Jeff, Amon-Ra St. Brown is the 7th highest paid wide receiver now. He's the only wide receiver the last 2 seasons that was first team All-Pro. The only wide receiver in the NFL. So when you're talking about, and you know me, I looked at the first team All-Pros. I look at All-Pros. Hey, who's putting numbers up consistently? He's the only one to do it. Even like Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase had a down year 2 years ago. Hurt, whatever it is. Amon-Ra St. Brown, healthy, consistent, puts numbers up, reliable. And you have him as the 7th highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. And you can argue he's top 5 in the NFL. Like that's, when you're talking about a bargain, man, Brad Holmes, he just continues to figure this thing out, man.
Yeah, he does. That's really the smart play by him. That's why it's like the paying early versus paying late versus, I mean, whatever else is there. But paying early with certain guys, it is the smart thing to do. Other guys, you should not pay early. You know, like Amon-Ra and Penei, no doubt you pay early. They're gonna look great. Jared Goff, they extended him. I can't remember if it was I don't think it was early. I think he had like a year left, maybe. Maybe was it 2?
Yeah, but they just got it done early in the offseason to where a lot of other quarterbacks did it. And then
that's true. Yeah.
Like he could have probably waited until this year, Jared, and he could have got more than he did last year. But Brad, you know, like the timing of all of it. Same thing with Penei. It's just all these guys. And the Kirby one, I'm interested to see how the safety market works out, especially with Brian. Like in a year or two, like what's Kirby? Is he going to be the top 5, or is there going to be other safeties in the NFL that are that good that can get that money? I'm interested. That's one of the bigger ones I'm interested in.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. You got a contract for a player who's, I think, the same class, wasn't he?
Who?
J-Mo.
The Brian Branch?
No, Garrett Wilson.
Yes. He was the 10th overall pick, I believe, or 7th or something. I can't remember the exact.
I'll say this. He doesn't have the resume as Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson's never had under 1,000. But I mean, if he goes out this year and gets like 1,100, I mean,
32.5.
No, I don't.
I think J-Mo could have a good year. I don't know. I mean, if he has a good year, he's going to get paid 30.
Can get at least 30? Like, you think he can get 30?
If he has a better year than last year and improves, he will get 30 plus. If he's around the same, I think he gets right above T. Higgins.
Which is what? T. Higgins got what?
28?
28. Okay.
27. That'll be the number.
Oh. Yeah, I just don't.
What was that noise, dude?
I just don't.
You good, man?
That was the sigh of like, fuck. I just don't see. I don't see how you can keep J-Mo. I don't. I'll just say it. There's no way. Right? There's no way. You can't. There's no way. Because it's not even a disrespect thing. The guy's gonna ball out. We love J-Mo, but the reality is, you can't have two $30 million receivers along with who they have.
To be fair, the Bengals found a way to do it.
But they're not paying Dre.
They're going to.
Are they paying a left tackle 30? And paying a safety
Orlando Brown?
Or 22?
No. I'm with you, actually. Yeah, no.
Damn. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you. I feel you on this one, man. I really do.
I just don't. I don't see how they do that. I don't. I don't see how they do it. And that's the unfortunate thing that I wish I had a different answer for you guys. I do, but I don't, unfortunately. So, it is what it is. J-Mo should ask, if he goes out and gets 1,100, he should ask for, in the range of like $27 to $30 million. That's probably what he'll get in today's market. The Lions, no way they'll be able to pay that. Brian,
that's so much. It is so much money, man. When you look at it,
is there a team that will
top to bottom?
Yeah, I mean, there is a team that probably has those funds that need a receiver, so he'll get it.
You know what's going to end up happening?
At the end 2 years of control, like Jeremy said, 2 years.
If Jamel's going to want to stay at the end of the day, and AG's burner, he'll want Higgins money. He will. Even then, though, it's tough when you look at every contract. You still have you have to pay. You're going to end up paying Jameer top tier, like break the bank for that. You're going to end up paying Sam Laporta top 5 money at his position. There's just so many people. Brian Branch, Jack Campbell. There are so many people. You are going to have to move on from people. And when you already, like when you look at position groups, you're sitting there going, well, we do already have Amon-Ra.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I think happens, Jeff, because I think J-Mo wants to be in Detroit. And I think, I hate to say it, because it's such a bad, it sucks for players. He will be franchise tagged. Not once, but twice.
It might not be a bad idea. If
you can afford
it. You can afford it. I don't know. I doubt they'll be able to do it. I don't know.
Because he has this next year? He has 2 more years left on his deal, correct?
Yeah.
This year and then the next year. You franchise tag him, you have him for a 3rd season, and I believe you can franchise tag a player a 2nd season. That's 4 more seasons you have him, and you don't have to worry about paying him 30 plus mil. And it sucks because it's like players like, hey, guys deserve to get paid. But when you're in a position like this right now, where you have to pay a bunch of guys, you probably have he's probably a guy you're gonna have to do it for.
Yeah, I think this whole thing would, like, I don't know how it would work with cap because it's fully guaranteed money. It's all, if you franchise tag someone, they make every dollar of that contract. So it's like, I don't know if that's just like a cap hit of 30-something million. Like, do they have that?
It's going to happen. And you know what's crazy? Do you remember Amon-Ra? There was like a clip or something. I can't remember what it was of him being like,
or 20-something million. Sorry.
He was like, I'd be so mad if I got franchise tag. Like, because he was like talking with his brother on their podcast about the T. Higgins stuff. And I can't remember the exact comment, but he had made a comment about like, and you could tell he like would be like, he was like, that would make me so mad. So
yeah, they haven't used it in this regime yet. Like,
no, they haven't.
It is kind of
You're going to have to use it.
Yeah.
You're going to have to.
It is a slap in the face, but it's something that they do end up doing. It is what it is.
Is there another player that you would use it for?
Brian Branch.
That would be despicable. The best safety in the NFL.
No. If I'm saying, like, if you can't afford to keep him, I would just keep fucking franchise tagging him. I know it sounds messed up, but like, I'm not.
Yeah, but you want to keep the best safety. You don't want to.
No, you do. You do. I'm saying if you're like, shit, you can't afford Branch, like
Jack Campbell.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Like, I get it. I'm not saying extend Brian Branch. What I'm saying is, if you're like, shit, we can't pay this. We can't have we can't have two of the top safeties.
Can I ask you a question?
Then keep franchising Brian. Like, you at least have him as long as you can. I hope they can extend him though. But go on. What's your question?
I put it in the prep. I just want. Can you grade Brad Holmes based off of how he's done financially with this team when it comes to contracts and keeping guys around, picking and choosing who he pays, extensions, timing, all of that? What grade would you give the job that he's done so far in that kind of realm of being the GM?
I'm stuck between like I'll go A-.
Really? That's great.
Yeah, I was thinking B+ or A-. I don't know. I'm trying to think of the moves maybe you don't necessarily love. Like, I think the big one people probably go to is Derek Barnes, which, like, is whatever. Like, everyone's happy he got paid, but
the Purple Prince said too early to tell. There's nothing to tell here, Purple Prince. It's up to date. What's the grade?
Up to today.
To date.
The Purple Prince is like, you would agree. You're gonna find out in the next 2 years probably.
For sure, but from now, like, how
right
you
now,
the contracts that have been done, extensions,
I'll say like
timing.
between I don't know, B+, A-, something like that.
All right, I think an A- is good. B+, yeah, I like that. That's spot on.
Yeah, it's like that's what I think.
It would be an A or an A+ if the Barnes. Derek
well,
Barnes
it's not just the Barnes; it's the Barnes and Anzo not getting paid.
That's where I think the Barnes thing would be good if you already extended Anzo.
Yeah, because you're not just discussing who he signed; it's who he hasn't signed or let walk, like in free agency. I'm trying to think of guys like maybe like he's done pretty good in free agency.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I look at it at least. So I'd probably get B+, A-, something like that. Now, if the Detroit Pistons acquire Russell Westbrook, I'd give it a fucking F-. So if you ask that question next, I can't believe this is on the prep. There's apparently a report that the Detroit Pistons are dark horses for Russell Westbrook. Really?
It's a legit report too. I think I can't remember the exact reporter here. I can look it up real quick.
Really?
So we give credit to the guy, Russell Westbrook. Let's give credit to the man, huh? What is he? Who is it? Right?
Why?
Hold on now. Jake Weinbach.
Why?
Have you heard of him?
No. No offense to him.
Okay. I'll say this. Maybe I'm the bad guy here. Russell Westbrook would be the perfect backup point guard on this team. Why would he be bad for this team? Sure. Can you break? I mean, the man averaged like 13, 6, and 5 last year.
Let me tell you why.
And I watched a lot of those Nuggets games. He was not that bad. He was not that bad. He shot 33% from 3. He was more efficient than I think he might have been at some points of his career. But if you're looking for a backup point guard, he might be one of the better options available after what's happened in free agencies up to today.
Here's where I'm at with it. Do I think Russ would be a good backup at this point? Yeah, he could play defense.
So why would you say no?
No. On the Pistons, no.
Why?
It's not a good fit.
This is one of those things with the perceptions on players where people just automatically.
No. Let me explain why. Okay, so Russell, off your bench, right? You have
Cartier said I joined Westbrook should be our backup. Did the peace sign.
Shout out Cartier, man.
Yeah.
Karis LeVert's going to be like your sixth man. He's going to score points, right? Duncan Robinson is going to be your sharpshooter. You don't need a guy. You know what you need? A traditional point guard like Dennis Schroeder who can score if he needed to, but some days he's not going to need to. Russell's aggressive. Russell likes the ball in his hands. And there's teams that would appreciate that. I like what he brings defensively. I like his playmaking ability. He hustles. But I just think fit-wise, I don't think that's an ideal fit, especially if you have a lineup where potentially Russell Westbrook and Jaden Ivey are on the court together. Ugh, I don't like that. I don't like that.
Come on, man.
Like if you told me,
so who's another? Okay, if you don't not watch Russell Westbrook, who's your options?
Well, let me look.
Who are the options if it's not? Come on now. We're just gonna run out there with Marcus Sasser.
No, I didn't say Marcus Sasser's. I just don't like the fit.
But that's what I'm saying right now. That's what it is. That's what we're running out with.
Okay, well, let me see. I'm trying to look at free agent point guards because I don't know who's even available, to be honest with you. I would have loved Tyus Jones. Like, that's like a perfect fit.
Where did he go?
Magic?
Signed a deal.
Where did he go? Yeah, he went to the Magic.
He signed a deal.
Yeah, no, I'm saying,
That's my point.
I'm saying like ideal fit wise, like that would be what I'm thinking of. I don't know, Westbrook. I just think I don't think he's a good fit on the Pistons. I don't. I'm sorry.
You know what? You just don't want to be great. I understand.
Yeah, it's just, listen, man. Do they need a backup stretch four? Yeah. Do they need a backup point guard? I mean, you'd like a backup point guard, but I don't think it's Russell Westbrook. I just don't. I'm sorry. He's not a great 3-point shooter. He can't really play off ball. Like, there's going to be times where Ivy has the ball in his hands, and what is Russell going to do? Sit in the corner and spot up? Like, no, he's not. He's not. He can play make, attack the basket, a couple middies. But, yeah. Ghetto Boy Juan says, I met Tyus last offseason at the airport and asked if he was coming to the Pistons. He said, hell no. To be fair, that was last year. All right. That's all I got. So
he signed with the team already.
No, I'm just saying, he's just saying last year. He saw him and he said, hell no.
Jay Hart, I have seen a lot of the Dennis Jenkins stuff because he has been playing well in the summer league. I would like to get your opinion on this, Jeff. I don't put a lot of stock into the summer league and what you do, even G League as well. G League or summer league. There have been MVP G League players. There have been G League players that average 30. There have been guys who have been in the summer league that average 25, 30 that get their shot in the NBA and then they're right back down to the G League. I don't put a lot of stock into it personally. So
yeah, the G
I'm
League,
not going to sit there and bank on a G League player to be a rotational piece for you. If that's what we're doing, then you're probably in a bad spot. Like am I wrong? That's what it is. It's the same thing of being like, hey, we need Chaz Lanier, our second round pick, to get you 15, 20 minutes a night. Like, then at that point, you're just not a great team. Like, you should not be relying on that. That's the same thing with the guy that's going off. And it's the same thing with the guy going off in the summer league or in the G League. It's, hey, if you need him, you're probably just not a great ball club right now.
Yeah, even AG's burner. Get T-Jazz from the Vancouver Bandits. T-Jazz, man. Get Mac McClung. At this rate, fuck it. Why not? Why not? Not a fan of Russ to the Pistons, man. Love Russ from a distance. All right, we all have someone we know like that. Fan of him? Love him. Just from a distance. Don't think he'd fit on the Pistons, personally. Burning says Jeff's NBA opinions are sus at best. He thought Troy Weaver was a great GM. Well, the reality is I've probably accumulated well over 10,000 hours speaking into a microphone.
Gonna have some of those takes.
Probably gonna be wrong. Although I believe everything I say, probably gonna be wrong sometimes. So
everyone's wrong. We're all wrong. To be fair, to Burning Issues, I've given Jeff enough about Troy Weaver. And listen, burning issues. It wasn't just Jeff. It was 95% of the people who covered the Detroit Pistons just continuously sticking up for Troy Weaver. Killian Hayes. And there's a Jeff, I'm not going at you. I'm just saying, like, majority of the people who covered the team, in my opinion, no offense to you, Jeff, again, people just wanted to, I'm cool with the team, or, I don't want to say something bad. No, Killian Hayes was always bad. Troy Weaver was always bad. I've had that opinion from the jump. But I think there was just a lot. There was a lot of people out there who I don't want to ruffle feathers with Troy Weaver, Jeff. I don't want to be friends with Troy Weaver, Jeff.
Well, listen,
and there was a lot of other people too. You weren't the only one. My point is, a lot of people did that.
My take on Killian and Troy Weaver, the thing about me is, if I'm wrong on something, I'm wrong. It is what it is. But I will say what I see. Like, for example, Killian Hayes. I didn't say he'd be great. Initially, I was like excited. I was like, this guy could be pretty good. But then by year 2 or 3, I'm like, just be a backup. Like, that's what I thought of Killian. I was like, just be a backup. And I was wrong about that. So it's not like I was like, Killian Hayes, the next James Harden. I just thought the guy could be a backup, and I was wrong. And Troy Weaver, I thought good quality by the end of it was his ability to draft. And like, I realized, like, yeah, he's not a great GM, but he can draft. And I still stand on that. I mean, half the guys we're talking about, he drafted. So it's like, but other than that, he's not a good GM. He's not. You got to be able to do more than that. Just how it works. And we're going to see this is Trajan Langdon's first free agency period of like.
Well, no, he got Tobias last year in Malik. He actually did good as.
What I mean by that is first free agency period with pressure. That's what I should say. Last year, like, you're like, okay, he's spending money, but this year it's like, hey man, we want to take the next step. You know what I mean? So he's kind of under that too, right now. So that's why we're going to see with this. You can't just draft. You got to be able to do everything. Trades, signings, draft, acquisitions, draft, and hiring coaches. But that falls under acquisitions. So yeah, Ben Blue, Pistons had no pressure expectations last offseason. Yeah, it is what it is. Jeff, who's a better GM, Troy Weaver or Brad Holmes?
Jeff's just like, Troy Weaver.
Marcus says, Kate,
he's such a great evaluator. I'm kidding.
Wait, real quick. Sorry, Marcus. Didn't you bring up that Troy Weaver's like running other teams now? Like, isn't he?
Me? Oh yeah, the Pelicans. There's reports when we were actually on vacation 4th of July. There was reports that was coming out where they made that trade where they gave up a 1st round pick. I can't remember what the trade was, but the team it was with the Hawks, and the Hawks GM was so taken aback and was like, this isn't a real trade. Like, they're messing with us. That they physically called Joe Dumars and kept calling Joe. And they were trying to get a hold of Joe Dumars to be like, is this real? And the rumor was, or what it was Troy Weaver making a trade. And if you've noticed something, and they're also in the reports, it said, because Troy Weaver, we all know this from the DMV, from Washington, D.C. area, over there, that if you notice what the Pelicans have done over the last month or two, he's just gotten all players from the DMV, and they were like, this is Troy Weaver just making all the decisions again. Like, it's just him, like Hunter Dickinson. Like, it's unbelievable. So he's running the Pelicans right now, and he's destroy. You know what's funny is he's running the Pelicans. Where did Trajan Langdon come from, and who helped build the Pelicans?
They did
Trajan Langdon.
They did like a Freaky Friday. They swapped.
Troy's tearing down what Trajan built, and now Trajan's having to build what Troy tore down. It's unbelievable, dude. It's one of the craziest NBA stories of the offseason.
Oh my god, that's funny as hell. All right, drop your mailbag questions, man. We can get to mailbag. Ben Blue says Brad Holmes loves trading for flyers at wide receiver. Wouldn't be surprised if he trades for Michael Woods. Here we go. Is this like a meme with the Michael Wood shit? Like, you've been saying this.
I think Ben Blue, yeah. There's no way Michael Woods. Michael Woods may never. Is he going to play another NFL game?
Imagine he trades for Michael Woods II. Oh my god. His acquisition at receiver has not been great. I mean, down on People Jones, like, yeah, I get that. I understand. Tim Patrick, though, saved it.
By the way, just update on the home run derby, Jeff. The 2 picks that I had James Wood did not make it to the finals. The finals, or it's not the finals, but it goes from I think 10 to 4. Did not make it. Remember, I said I text Jet Mike and I said Junior Caminero, or however you pronounce his name. I switched it to his guy, Brent Rooker.
Mm-hmm.
Guess who didn't make the Final Four? Brent Rooker. Guess who did make the Final Four? My guy that I took out.
You know what you learned today?
Read the hat.
Let's move on. ETN Mailbag. I get the pushback
tough.
for a rookie being a top 5 quarterback, but my question, who else do we put there? Stafford, Herbert, Goff. Feels like that 5 spot is really up for grabs.
Talent-wise, it's Jane Daniels. It's not a question. I think Jeff, I could be wrong. I'm not speaking for you, but I'm speaking for you. I think you would agree. I think your point is just you want to see it again.
That's it.
To
yeah,
confirm it. Just to confirm it. Like
I'm
you want
not
to
going to
stand.
argue his talent's not top 5. I'm not doing that. I'm not. He's a great quarterback. So I'm not even going to. Like, you can argue he's the best quarterback in the conference. Like, depending on how he goes this year, but he will be, man. All right. Let's see. Ben Blue Mailbag. Who is the best guard in the NFL right now, in your opinion? And or do you think we have yet to see that because guard in the NFL see the best guard in the NFL because of the ongoing conversation around that topic?
Best guard in the NFL. Best guard in the NFL right now. You know who I'm taking?
You got to go.
Christian Mahogany. Oh man. What?
You got to go Quentin Nelson.
You think so? Christian Mahogany?
I mean, you could go Graham Glasgow. Quinn.
Tay Ratledge.
Christian Mahogany. Imagine. Hey, he's gonna be good. Still believe that. Yeah, but you got to go Quentin Nelson. I know he's had some up and down years, but overall dominant. Like he is. Zach Martin retired, so I can't even bring him up. Who else? Joe Tooney's up there.
Yeah.
Trey Smith.
Lindstrom from the Falcons guard.
Lindstrom? Or no,
Yeah.
Is he? I don't know. Lindstrom.
I think he's a guard. I could be far
I
off.
might have said the wrong one. Oh yeah, Chris Lindstrom. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's one of the better ones, but Christian Mahogany.
Let's see. Get a boy one. How do you see the 49ers season going with their wide receivers asking for more money again? Yeah, you see Juwan Jennings wants to trade?
Yeah, that's crazy that that's shocking that it's like every wide receiver that they've had, there must be just conversations in that wide receiver room of they're just constantly like, I want money. Like, I get it, but dude, the fact that they've had like 3 or 4 guys now in the last 2 years just pound the table for money. And didn't Brandon Ayuk get a deal? And then now this offseason, he said something else where he's like, he wants more money. And he just got a deal.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I could be wrong. I thought I saw something that Brandon Ayuk was like, Matt, maybe about like, I don't know. He was mad about something with his deal, but like he just signed it. Like he signed his contract. So
yeah, but that's why when you draft players, you try to find out the human being a little bit. Like what do they care about the most? Money obviously is important. No one's saying it's not. It's very important. But it's like, dude, you got fucking paid. Like, what are you doing? Like you got paid. You signed the contract. Like it's over. It's over until you want to renegotiate with a year left or something. But yeah, it's over. Like it's ridiculous.
Maybe I'm going crazy. I thought I saw something of him like.
I don't know. I'm just saying if it is true, that's how I feel about that.
Yeah.
Juwan Jennings,
why would
he? I don't know his contract situation, but he was leaned on last year, so
yeah.
I can see why he'd want to raise. I understand.
He said, "Give me a trade or give me a contract." One of the two. He gave him an ultimatum.
there's a team that will go get him. I think so. Juwan's good, man. Shout out. I had no idea about Juwan Jennings until the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Was not familiar with Juwan Jennings. Now I am.
No, he was their wide receiver 1 last year, to be honest.
Yeah. And he put together some nice games. He did.
I wonder what his price will be, though.
Yeah, I mean, how old is he?
I think he's young. I think he's still younger. Yeah. 26?
He's 28. He's not
28.
He's not old. He's not old. I mean, he still has
No, but he's not young.
That's no wonder he wants a contract. I think he's still on. Wait a second. Is he
On a rookie deal?
Oh yeah, he is.
He's on a rookie deal?
Yeah.
When did he come out of college? How many years did he play?
Oh, he's
28?
Oh, sorry, he's played 4 years in the NFL.
So he left college at 24?
Yeah.
How does that even work? Is that usually what the am I just not familiar?
Well, he got a contract extension. So he got a contract extension, and his last year is this year.
Oh, he played 5 years at Tennessee.
Yeah, he's on his last year of his deal.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me and him were born the same year. He's making millions. Future making millions.
That's crazy. Let's see. ETN Mailbag, Holloway or Poirier? One of my favorite fighters.
Do they fight this weekend?
Is Dustin Poirier. Yeah, it's this Saturday.
Oh.
So, and I love Max Holloway, so I'm in a tricky position here, but I'm sad because it is Dustin's last fight. So, of course, I'm going to put money on Dustin Poirier, and I do believe he wins. You can't lose your last fight, man. You just can't.
No, you can't.
Max is a beast, but
I'll take Dustin Poirier as well with you. I'll roll.
He's gonna have it's gonna be so cool. You can't lose that. Not Dustin, man, not the diamond. You can't lose like that.
If it's your last fight, there's zero chance he's losing.
Yeah, he's gonna be. Every whole family's gonna be there.
He's never won a belt too.
He's had a BMF belt. He's been an interim champ, but he hasn't been a.
Dang.
He was the interim champ, and then he fought the champ and lost. So he didn't even get to keep it. You know what I'm saying? He just so it's a. Richard says, who's this year's Tim Patrick as far as preseason cuts and signs from different teams? Hopefully.
Any edge.
Yeah.
But I think you sign one. I think you sign Zedarius. So they might not even pick one up. You know what? Actually, a good one, a good position. I won't go player, but position, offensive line. If you don't feel comfortable enough and there's a guard or someone that gets cut, you go do it.
Yep.
I like
Burning Issues Mailbag. What are your plans for watch party shows this coming year? Anything close to Battle Creek? Asking for a friend. Well, we'll keep that in mind, Battle Creek.
Okay.
The first part, what are the plans? We will announce those closer to the season. We'll definitely be on the road. We'll definitely be doing stuff.
We're working right now.
Yeah, we're in the process of getting all that ironed out.
We've got a lot of things happening behind the scenes that we are absolutely
there's a lot of
head down going right now.
A lot of stuff going. But yeah, we'll keep Battle Creek in mind, Burning Issues. That'll be cool. We want to go to different cities. So
I don't even know. Is Battle Creek what side of the state?
That is
it close to Grand Rapids? Because we could do maybe one day, one of these weeks, a Grand Rapids one. I like the place that we went last year. That was a great spot. Maybe we do another one there.
Let me see.
And there were people who showed up as well there that watched the show. So Grand Rapids is big city.
Yeah, Battle Creek is how far? I want to see how far real quick. How far are we? Yeah, so they're okay. So they, oh well, by Kalamazoo.
Yeah, that's out west side of the state. Yeah,
it is.
So maybe if we do Grand Rapids again, Burning Issues. Was the Burning Issues that asked that? Maybe if we do Grand Rapids again, I'll come slide by there.
We'll make something happen. Alan Mailbag, do you think Dan at the Bears game will do a couple trick plays on Ben Johnson? Ooh,
I hope so. I hope they have something good to go too. Oh, dude, that would be unbelievable.
He does the fake trip play on Ben in at Soldier. Does it again.
That would be so funny.
By the way, Nick P earlier, I don't think I forgot about your ass. Jeff, didn't you say Wilson was better than Amon-Ra? Never said that. I never said that. It sounds like something someone else has said on the show, to be honest with you.
Cool.
I think Garrett Wilson's better than J-Mo, but I don't think he's better than Amon-Ra. No.
You said it's someone else. I didn't say this. Did someone say that on the show?
Someone on the network. All right. Someone on this channel.
Garrett Wilson. Great wide receiver, though.
Oh,
not
yeah.
better than Amon-Ra.
Dude, Garrett's a beast. He's not better than Amon-Ra. I mean,
No.
Hell no. Nick P, shout out to you. We'll get out of here. Appreciate you all. Appreciate Jeremy as well.
Fun show.
We'll be back tomorrow. Talk preview and Lions training camp. So be there. Come hang out with us. It'll be a blast. But until then, peace.
Love you guys.